People can catch coronavirus from others who have the virus. Italy is one of the most affected countries. People of Asian descent are not more likely to get COVID-19. Darkness can't chase away darkness. The harassment should stop. Coronavirus began in China several months ago, and since then the virus and the fear of it have been spreading around the world. There is no vaccine for the virus, but there's a treatment for fear. It is called facts. I'll be telling you facts about coronavirus in a nutshell. Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that cause illness, ranging from common cold to more severe diseases like Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, and severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS. Coronaviruses are transmitted between animals and people. Several known coronaviruses are circulating in animals that have not yet infected humans. Coronavirus causes a respiratory disease called COVID-19. The common signs of infection include respiratory symptoms, fever, cough, shortness of breath, and breathing difficulties. In more severe cases, infection can cause pneumonia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, lung damage, kidney failure, and even death. How does COVID-19 spread? People can catch coronavirus from others who have the virus. This happens when an infected person sneezes or coughs, sending tiny droplets into the air. This can land in the nose, mouth, or eyes of someone nearby or breathed in. People can also get infected if they touch an infected droplet on a surface and then touch their own nose, mouth, or eye. 109 countries have confirmed cases. About 101,405 cases have been confirmed globally, of which about 81,000 of them are in China. 3,882 deaths have been reported globally. There have been 62,671 cases of recovery globally. That's scary, right? I made a lot of research on this topic. Now let's go to the rate. There are 7.53 billion people in the world, and 1.386 billion of them are in China. If there are 81,000 people infected with coronavirus in China, then it means that the probability of one getting infected in China is 0.00005, which means 5 out of every 100,000 people will get infected with coronavirus in China. On the other hand, there are 7.53 billion people in the world. 1.386 billion of them are in China. Then it means that 6.144 billion are not living in China. Then the probability of one getting infected with coronavirus outside China is 0.0000004, which means 4 out of every 10 million people. The good news is that if you're not living in China, the probability of you contacting coronavirus is very, 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 very low. What is the mortality rate? Just a few days ago, a study from China of nearly 1,100 patients with COVID-19 reported a mortality rate of 1.4%. That means that of every 1,000 people infected, 14 will die. The death rate with flu is about 1 in 1,000. But some scientists feel the actual rate with coronavirus may be lower, and in fact, closer to flu, because there are likely many cases we don't know about, either because they are mild or the patients have no symptoms at all. also people who are older or who have other ailments such as diabetes or lung disease appear to be at a greater risk of getting a severe case of coronavirus. But for some reason, children seem to be relatively spared. So where does that leave us? What can you do to protect yourselves? Here are a few suggestions. Number 1, get the flu vaccine and get your family protected. The flu can mimic coronavirus and make you think you have COVID-19 when you don't. Number 2, stuff your mother could have told you. Wash your hands, including the tips of your fingers, for 20 seconds. I know that's a long time, but do the best you can. Keep your hands away from your face and cough into the crook of your arm, not into your hands. Worst of all, into the air. Number 3, stay home if you're sick. You are not doing the boss a favor by coming to work and making everyone else sick. Number 4, stay informed. And what about the surgical mask so many people have been wearing? They may give some partial protection by catching droplets containing virus. But the virus is so tiny, it can go right through the mask or around it. If you're sick, a mask might help protect others, but it is not recommended for routine use. Now, what do we expect in the future? Since this is a new coronavirus, it is very difficult to predict. Respiratory viruses often like cold, dry air, and may possibly start to die down with warmer, moister weather. But we don't know that for sure, and there could be more waves of infection to come. Bottom line, there's no way of knowing right now how long coronavirus will remain a problem. One thing we should definitely expect is another outbreak of another type of virus. COVID-19 is just the latest example of a deadly viral disease jumping from animals to people. SARS, MERS, and Ebola are others. We need to study why this has been happening. In Asia, deforestation may have increased contact between humans and bats, which can carry the virus that causes SARS or COVID-19. And we must think globally about how to prevent and respond to future outbreaks. I can't stop without talking about racism. Since the outbreak of COVID-19 in China, rampant ignorance and misinformation about the virus has led to racism against the Chinese people and people of South or East Asian descent, particularly in Europe, Northern America, and some countries in Africa. The World Health Organization issued a statement advising all countries to be mindful of action that promotes stigma or discrimination when conducting national response measures to the outbreak. Italy is one of the most affected countries, talking about COVID-19. Thousands of people there have caught the virus. The Chinese community had to shut down businesses due to racist attacks. Just recently, a Chinese-Italian man held up a plaque stating, "I am not a virus," and gave a free hugs in a street of Italy. My message to you is that people of Asian descent are not more likely to get COVID-19 than any other people. Help stop the fear by letting people know that being of Asian descent doesn't increase the chance of spreading COVID-19. The harassment should stop. If we don't speak for each other, the number of people targeted will expand. I will end with this Martin Luther's quote, "Darkness can't chase away darkness. Only light will." Let's stop racism. Let's fight the virus and not humans. Together we shall conquer. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do that. Like this video, share it. Thank you very much for watching. See you.